Hey guys, a couple people have asked me to do a updated shop tour. I guess I have done a shop tour once before a long time ago, but I guess that probably was at the very first of my channel. Or I guess last year when we moved the equipment, and I've actually moved a bunch of stuff around since. So I was just gonna do an update on shop equipment and do a run through of everything that I have that we use. And we'll go from there. So, let's see. So here, this actually it used to be an up and down wash tank. So this unit in it actually is air powered up and down. I just have it blocked so it's up. We're basically just using this for a wash tank, a rinse tank, I should say. So we bring stuff in and it goes inside this parts washer, which is the vein of my existence because it's always broken. But it just has a turntable in it, you know. And then the jets spray. You guys probably won't be able to see that because it's dark in there, but there's jets. I'm gonna turn on just for a second. Oop. Gives you an idea what it looks like. Make sure we didn't get that the screen covered. Give you an idea. Basically a big dishwasher. And then the sandblasting cabinet, which you guys, I just did a video on the sandblasting cabinet or glass bead cabinet. I still do need to clean up a few things, but it seems to be working okay. I'm gonna redo all the seals and everything on it because it is an old cabinet. Usually there isn't a bunch of stuff sitting here, but that was just for me monkeying around with that. Yesterday and today, bunch of cylinder heads here that are mine. And I've been moving some such stuff around, trying to reorganize everything to make my life a little bit easier. Oh, I do have an overhead jib crane there with a small little chain hoist on it for lifting stuff in and out of the tanks. It's easier on my back. Now we have the line hone, and then all the manuals that I have, or some of the manuals I have are up there. A couple of them are sitting in here. We have the rod hone, which we usually keep covered over, but Hoy was using it on Friday. Power Sun rod hone. Cap cutter, which is also a Sunnin. This is a sharpening tool for sharpening carbides that we have. Rod liner, another rod liner, and rod heater for installing wrist pins on stuff that has press fit wrist pins. What else we got? Oh, the cabinet with all the different manuals and stuff. I don't know. There's a bunch of manuals. Both sides are filled. What else we got over here? Scale for balancing rods. There's one of my valve spring testers right there. That's it's an old digital one. It actually works really good. It's a bit of a pain to set up though. The other one I have at my house, for when I'm assembling stuff at my house. I do assemble some stuff at my house now that I got the garage moved around a little bit. A bunch of cylinder heads, customer cylinder heads. This is a bench that we primarily do head work on. I am going to be putting another bench over here as well to make our life a little easier. A valve grinder, valve grinder. It's an old one, but works really well. I actually got to do a little bit of surgery to it. There's a couple of the adjustments that are worn, so I want to fix that. So you can see where it doesn't move it, and then it does move. Not like astronomically bad, but I'm going to fix it before it gets too bad. Sunnin seat and guide machine. It's actually a DCM Sunnin DCM that when they collaborated to work on stuff. It's kind of like a half CNC machine. Really, I like it. It really works well. I'd love to have like a full CNC machine, but just, you know, not in the budget. They're expensive. I got another jib crane here with a little chain hoist on it. I am actually in the midst of, I'm going to clean this toolbox out here, and that toolbox will end up right here, so that we have a toolbox here for all the tools that we use here. I'm trying to keep everything in certain areas. This cart will be no longer here because it just collect junk. This is my vertical mill, knee mill. There's a bunch of different names for them. I bought this. It was basically brand new when I bought it 5 years ago. It was used, but it wasn't really used. This is what we use for I surface manifolds if I can't do it on the surfacer. You know, drill holes, O-ring, general machining stuff. You know, I use it for all kinds of stuff. What else we got? The pressure tester. It's right here. Which I was monkeying around with the short box a little bit today. There will be a video dropped hopefully this week on that. That's why I got all the bolts just sitting there on top of the machine, and then that's the air line that we use to plug it in. So we got that. We have, this is a tool, and you guys have seen me use this before for installing valve springs. It's actually for doing imports, but we use it for all kinds of stuff. My press, it's just a regular shop press, 50 ton. Flywheel grinder. So there again, I've done a video. If any of this stuff you want me to do videos on, I'll do another video on it if you would like. Flywheel grinder. That kind of comes and goes. Sometimes we got, you know, I'll do a whole bunch of flywheels, and then other times it'll be like, I probably haven't done one. Well, I did one for one of our customers, Bill at Automan, maybe a week ago. And then before that, I probably haven't done one for a month or at least a couple of months. I haven't done one. I had to add water to it. There was no water left in it, or low enough water that I had to add water to it. This is my Rottler power hone. Now, originally this hone, this is a HP5A. And originally this hone was a stone style hone, and now it uses carbide. It uses diamonds. So these are all the holders, and these are the diamonds. Insert of the diamonds. Apparently when you hit the diamond, they break like that. Anyways, won't get into that. So that is the stones. And then these are the plateau brushes that you use after. I do have more stones. Maybe they're a couple drawers down or something. I have 6 or 7 different sets. This is the setup jig for the dial bore gauge. One of my torque plates. I think I have, I don't know, a bunch of torque plates, but that's the Cummins one we use the most. I don't think I really have anything else to say. Yeah, so basically it was a stone unit before, but now it's been converted over to diamonds. So basically it's classified now as an HP 6A, basically, but it's a power stroke hone. Then I have my boring bar, which is a Rottler as well. Can't remember it's a FA2. Does well for what we use it for. I would like to actually buy a CNC one just for ease of use, but we'll see in the next couple years what we come up with as far as what we've got going on. And then I have the DCM surfacer, which originally this machine also was a stone machine. Now it uses PDCs, PDC. Apparently your brain's not working that good today. It uses, PCDs. And there's a bunch of different ones. That's the CBN and PCDs. Too many things going on in my head right at the moment. But it works really well. It's probably one of the, between this and the mill, it's probably one of the most used machines in the shop by far. So it definitely gets used constantly. I would also like a bigger one of these for doing larger heads. This will only do a 38-inch long head. So I would like to do a longer head to be able to do longer heads, but there again, you have to buy, an expensive, they're not cheap. I looked at buying the next size up from this one, and you're like $50,000. So considerably not cheap, and that's for used, not new, used. And we have, this is just stuff that has accumulated here where there isn't supposed to be anything. This is a lathe, and I use it for machining, polishing, anything that you're doing on the lathe. This is something I'm taking the lathe, and the lathe is going to, I haven't done it yet, obviously, but I'm going to take the lathe and move it so that it's along here. And then what I'm going to do is, being that I move my toolbox over here, is I'm going to bring the welders up here, and I'll put my welding bench right here, which is actually outside at the moment. But I'm going to put my welders up here and my welding bench up here, and the lathe will be over here. And then all of this area, not where the shorty is, but all of this area, which is a big pile of junk at the moment. Well, it's not as big a pile as, in the video it looks like a big pile of junk, but it's actually not as big a pile as It really actually is. But all of that will be gone, and there'll be benches, or I'm going to put benches across there to open stream, make stuff a little bit easier, and we have more room to store customer stuff while we're waiting for parts and that type of stuff. So that's pretty much the scheme of what I have going on. I do actually have a crank balancer over there as well, but the control unit is cooked in it. So as it stands right now, I have to take it up to a guy I know to have them balanced, which isn't a huge deal. He does really good work and helps me out. So I don't think, as far as a walkthrough, like I guess I have the hoist here in the shop, and then obviously the shorty, and everything is in a disarray. It has been for the last couple of years. I just haven't been able to get everything straight. There's only so many hours in the day, and you got guys working and I'm working, and I'm trying to work on other stuff and work on YouTube and all that jazz. That all excuses that it's not done. It's just, just is what it is. So I am working on getting all that stuff done, getting videos out for you guys. And yeah, so that's the shop tour as it stands now. Nothing super fancy in my opinion, but does the job. And as we go, we'll be upgrading a little here and there, and be able to get into the stuff that I really want to have. So let me know down in the comments if you have any questions, comments, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And remember, it's not rocket science.